Just my luck, guys. I'm broke down again on the side of the road. I got a check engine light. I got the mail light on. And the only thing that gives me is fuel system problem detect 25% engine derate. So I'm about to hook up my OTR Diagnostics and see what it is. So currently loading up the OTR Diagnostics on my phone. Just a little adapter that checks out the codes. It's a scanner for the truck. Pretty little nice device that I have. So I'm just waiting for it to load up. I have a 2016 Freightliner Cascadia. So I got one active code. Let's check it out, see what it says. SPN 3662 FMI 5. So we got the overview. Injector cylinder number 4, amplifier control valve abnormal, operation open, troubleshooting. Module has detected low current or wiring, has an open circuit, which means that the wire is broken or disconnected. So that's just to troubleshoot it. Description: injector cylinder number 4, amplifier control valve abnormal, operation open, fault system 25% derate. I am north of Birmingham, Alabama, going up to Nashville. It is kind of hilly. You can definitely tell that it is derated going up this little hills, and I had to pull over almost immediately because I lost all kinds of power trying to go uphill, and I am pretty heavy right now. I have 43,000 pounds. Repair procedures: check if SPN 168 or 723 are present, diagnose those first. Damaged front fuel injector harness, 14-point connectors, faulty front fuel injector harness, faulty fuel injectors, faulty engine side harness, faulty MCM. Additional information: run engine at 14 to 1500 RPM per 1 minute. So that's what this code is showing me right now. So based on the little research that I have done so far, it looks like the injector number 4 is out. So I'm gonna have to get that replaced. But as soon as I know any more information, I'm gonna keep y'all posted. So I just got here to the dealership in Birmingham, Freightliner dealership, and I just got another code that just popped up. Let's go check it out. So this is the other code. So here was the code that was on earlier, and now this one popped up. Where's it at? This one, SPN 3223 FMI 7. So raw sensor not ready after dew point enable check. So it looks like the inlet sensor failure to activate. Damage SCR inlet knock sensor connector or harness. So I'm about to go inside the dealership and see what they say. I mean, I don't know if they can even look at it today or how long it's gonna be. I'm about to go find out. So I'm currently here at a shop in Birmingham, Alabama. You know, they're still dealing with this issue. So yesterday I went to the Freightliner dealership, and I hate going to the Freightliner dealership because they always be talking about, you know, diagnosis, like few hours, running wires, spending all kinds of money on it, and then the waiting time that they weren't be able to get me till the next day and all this crap. So I came to this other shop, which they said that they couldn't get me that same day, which was yesterday. Today's the following morning, but today, first thing in the morning, that they be able to look at it. So I was like, all right, fine. And so I drove the truck. It was giving me issues. So I drove the truck around 20 miles. I was heading up to Nashville, so I turned around back down to Birmingham. And I drove about 20 miles, and the only problem that it was giving me is that it was kind of struggling going up hills. Like it has a 25% derate on. So when I was going up hills, you know, it's kind of like struggling, like almost stuttering. So first thing this morning, he plugged up the computer and he was doing some tests, and he gave me one of the tests back. It's the automatic compression test. Let's see, it says that it checks all the cylinders, and it says that all of them are good, which has the number 4, 97% pass. And he says that he don't think it's the cylinder that's out. He thinks it's the wiring harness. So I think he's gonna do a couple more tests on that. So I've been here at the shop all day long just waiting. It's almost 3 p.m. and what they ended up finding out was that injector number 4 was bad after all. So they run up a whole estimate and tell me how much it's gonna be. So total came out to be about $3,000, just a little bit over 3,000, like 3,020, something like that. And they're almost done with that. I just went to go check up on it. But the service advisor, he's telling me all kinds of, parts and labor hours and all this stuff that they have to do to it. By the end of it all, I ended up spending, I was spending around $2,500 for the injector replacement and labor and all that stuff. But $500 of it, I had some little seals that are coming out of the fuel lines that were leaking a little bit, and they asked me if I wanted them to replace those seals. There's 6 of them for $500, and I told them, yeah, sure, go ahead and get those replaced. This has been a long day today. Just been waiting here all day. I just been chilling in this break room. It's just me by myself all day long. And they do have a TV here, but it don't even work, so I just been on my phone. My phone's like on overheat mode. It's just so hot for me being on all day long. But once they get it done and over with, I'll show y'all what's going on, show y'all the pricing and all that. I think the injector kit, and they have to replace the injector, which comes as a kit, and then they had to replace one of the fuel lines, something like that, and that was about $1,000 just for parts. And what else? So they charged me like almost 6-7 hours for labor total. Personally, I think it was way too high. They were trying to get over on me because the service advisor, after he found out the problem, they wanted to add on extra hours of labor. I'm just like, no, I already talked to the mechanic, and I asked him, what the 3 hours extra of diagnosis included, and he said that it was just going to be parts after that, since they already had taken the valve cover off, and if there were any parts that needed to be replaced, that they're just going to go ahead and replace it, because they have to close it back up anyways, and they're already there. So that is, you gotta be careful with these shops, guys, because the service advisors, the mechanics, I mean, they all get paid per hours that they flag. So majority of them are commission based. So the more hours that they charge, even though it take them 2 hours, but if they charge for 5 hours, they're gonna charge you 5 hours. And he was trying to charge me 2 extra hours of after finding the issue. The service advisor was. I'm just like, no, I already talked to the mechanic, and he said there's not going to be no extra charge as far as labor goes. And he ended up taking those hours off because he was a little bit confused because he didn't know how to talk to him. And at first it was almost 3,700, and then that dropped it down to right at 3,000. It is ridiculous out here. Y'all be careful. Don't let these guys push you over. It's already expensive as it is, and then they want to add on extra hours for what? Just so they can get a little bit extra commission at the expense of owner operators. I know a lot of shops, they get over on mega carriers. Like, okay, fine, mega carriers, sure, go at it, but they usually ask, are you owner operator or company is paying for it? They know that they ask that just to know, kind of gauge how much they want to charge you, because at the end of it all, they're always going to add on hours by not by doing the work that it takes, but just by how much they think or the standard is. And I mean, that's not fair. I mean, they charge like $220 per hour here, so 6 hours on $220, over $1,200 on labor for replacing the injector. I mean, I don't know if that's an average normal time, but I'm not sure if exactly 6 hours, but I'll show you at the end. So today is the following day. Yesterday, after I got the bill, it was already way too late, and I still had to drive for like 4 hours. I got out around 4 or 5 p.m. and all I wanted to do was just get to my destination, because I needed to drive to Nashville, and I was so tired because I just been there waiting all day. I was tired of being tired. I was tired of sitting there that I didn't even want to record after that. But let's go over the bill, which I got it in my hands right now, and it is extremely hefty in my opinion. All right, guys, so I'm going to try to break it down as much as possible. So here we have a few different things. And so it is a 2016 Freightliner Cascadia, and this is not the correct mileage. I have around 960 to 70,000 miles, so almost 1 million miles. And so this is what I originally brought it in for. So I told him to check the number 4 valve, that it was giving me issues, that the code that was giving me on the scanner that I have, and the NOx inlet sensor. But that code ended up going away after I got there, and I told him not to look into it no more, so just to check out the injector issue. So that's how much they charged me. This is just for the original diagnosis, which they took that dude literally took like an hour to look at it, and this is how much they charged me. Almost $500 just to plug in the computer and tell me that they needed further diagnosis. So here's what they have going on. This is task 1. So task 2, it says additional diagnosis time needed to OHM injectors 456. So when they did this, he did a compression test, which I showed you, and everything looked to pass. But what he said that he needed to do was he needed to remove the valve covers and start diagnosing the injectors by doing a OHM test. So that's basically that test. All you're doing is removing the valve cover and putting these little prongs on the injectors and testing out, make sure they have the correct frequency going through them. That's literally all it is. There's nothing special to it. Super easy. The time consuming part of it is removing the valve cover. So okay, then for that they charged me 3 hours. So the hourly rate is $215. That's the hourly rate. Look how much they're charging for miscellaneous. $75, $50 in miscellaneous. Like, what are you talking about miscellaneous? Like, that's just diagnosis. Like, you want to charge miscellaneous for what? Makes no sense. And then you got shop supplies, environmental fees. That is crazy. So that's why I was having a big issue with the service advisors. Like, listen, the mechanic told me he wasn't gonna charge me no extra hours, no extra labor as far as repairs go, only parts. And he ended up knocking down a few hours after I got into it further with him, because he ended up coming back at the end of it all and told me that those 2 extra hours that he was going to add on to it, he was going to take away, because he did tell me it's going to be a little over 3,000, and it ended up being 2863, which I think he felt bad for me, honestly. I don't know why he ended up taking it away anyways. So that is part 1. Let's go to part 2. So up to this point, it's just been diagnosis. So this is the other issue. This is the separate issue that I had going on. Fuel system, fuel line seals leaking, which I needed 6 of them. That's what I had showed y'all. And then so for this, I'm gonna make a separate video about this, but for this it was $527 plus tax. So this is not tax included, but that's how much it was for this. And okay, that was task 3. Then task 4, replace number 4 injector. So after he did the OHM test, that's how he found out that the injector number 4 was bad. So it says, removed and replaced number 4 injector and torqued, installed all fuel delivery lines, and torqued all installed rocker cover and excuse me, and all other items removed. Program number 4 injector, steamed engine, turned in course. All right, so here we have isolator air cleaner, whatever that is, to clean it, some for, I don't know, $35. Core injector bolt kit, core injector bolt kit. So this is how much it was for the core, and then I got refunded, so that's why you see it like a double charge, but that's why this was in parentheses. So I got refunded because the core, the injector, the old part, they ended up turning it in. And injector kit, so this is the big pricey one. So this is the injector number 4, which it came out to be $840. So that comes in as a kit. And environmental fees, shop supplies, $75 in shop supply, $100 extra on who knows what. So that is number 4 for the injector. Let's go check out number 5. This is ridiculous, guys. So there is no number 5, and that is it. And then you got all these a million taxes. Tax. $130 extra in tax. So we have total parts $1,000.25. Total core charge $375. Total core returned $375. Total labor almost $1,400. Miscellaneous like almost $300. Come on, guys. Total technology fee, what the heck is that? $35. Is that the I'm paying for their scanner tool that they have, or what is going on here? Invoice subtotal $27.33. Total tax $130. Total invoice $28.63.45. So again, if you're looking at replacing one of your injectors, you're probably looking at around the $2,000 ballpark, man. But it's been running great now. You know, I drove it for about 4 hours last night, and I had no issues with it. I actually think it ran better. Like, I feel like it was stronger for some reason. But that's gonna be it as far as this goes, and hopefully I don't have any more issues anytime soon, because I cannot afford another breakdown like that. Hopefully that helps somebody out. And oh yeah, what was I gonna say? I think I was gonna put I put out all the parts number and all the descriptions and whatever else information that I think is related to the video in the description. And I'll probably go make a post on my website also. So everything, all of this is going to be included over there. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. Not much of a help, but just to gather a little bit of information out around it. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.